US President Donald Trump has announced Herbert Raymond McMaster as his new national security advisor. McMaster's a senior figure in the military, and unlike his predecessor, Michael Flynn, he shares the view of many in the US establishment that Russia is a threat.
He's a man of tremendous talent and tremendous experience. I watched and read a lot over the last 2 days. He is highly respected by everybody in the military, and we're very honored to have him.
Well, Lorna Shaddick is in New York for us, and she explains now why General McMaster has been picked as the new national security advisor.
Well, General McMaster is widely reported to be a very respected military strategist here in the US, and it's interesting to note that once again Mr. Trump has picked someone with a military background to replace Michael Flynn, who of course himself was a general, and we know that several of the shortlisted candidates were either serving or former military officers of some kind, so he clearly places quite some store by the opinions of the military. But I think Mr. McMaster is also known as one of the Army's leading intellectuals, as well as someone who doesn't shy away from taking on his superiors or criticising something if he doesn't agree with it. He first came to prominence when he wrote a critique of the Joint Chief of Staff's attitudes and tactics in Vietnam. He went on to criticise the George W. Bush administration's war in Iraq as well. So I think it's interesting that the Trump administration has picked someone that generally doesn't shy away from criticism of their superiors. Perhaps experts are noting that's interesting given that this White House often doesn't like being criticised, but it may be that Mr. Trump likes that sort of aura of disruption around Mr. McMaster, and that is why he has picked him in particular. But in terms of what happens next, this position does not have to be confirmed by Congress, so he can get straight on with the job. And we know that General McMaster did serve in Iraq with some of those currently on the National Security Council, so he's likely to get on well with them, and there is a big job to do. He's certainly got to reassure them after a rocky few weeks that he will be getting his feet under the table and on top of his brief very quickly.